So this is what the index we have seen in the yesterday. So this is what the concepts we will discuss in this course. And till here it's a core Java till part 3. So these are all very, very important concepts. So it will take around 2 months, two plus months actually. So most of the course will be covered by the core Java only. So post that, so we'll be entering into the J2W. And even before J2W, we will cover DB and as well as UI. And after that, we will go get into these concepts, right? So today, it's a very simple class actually. I don't want to get into the more. Like in Java, so everything will be working on the classes. Just remember, even if you don't understand, it's not a big deal. Just remember the theoretical concepts for today. So, I mean, everything in Java, if you wanted to write any code, you have to write inside of a class only. So you have to create a class. Class is must and should. So inside of a class, you can write anything, like there will be a methods. Just remember, you don't need to worry about it. Just remember. So there will be a methods. By default, there will be a main method. Okay. There will be a main method. And whenever if you wanted to run the class, it will directly run the main method. By default, it will take up the main method, it will run it. Okay, that's the functionality for the Java. You don't need to bother about it. It will automatically run the main method. If you wanted to run, there will be a few steps to run the class. If you run the class, it will directly take up the main method. It will search for a main method first of all, and it will run the main method. Okay, I'll just show you one by one. And even before that, I just wanted to give you some heads up about what is Java and all the stuff. Let me go into this. So as I said, this is our index. So this is what the index is. Basics, oops, concepts, and part 3. This is for core Java. And this is advanced Java. So this is advanced Java, J2W and DB and UI. Okay. So this is the index which I already shown you. Now, so let's get into very simple one. So what is Java? Theoretical, very theoretical. So as you can see, Java is a programming language, and there are a lot of advantages by using Java. Like it's a robust, high level, robust in the sense you can write some bug free. You can write some bug free in the sense, I mean, there will be a lot of programming languages you can't able to complete your own logic without a bugs. But by using Java, if you're using efficiently Java language, you can able to write the code without a bug. That's a robust, and it's object-oriented programming. It's object-oriented programming. So from part 2 onwards, we will see what is object and how we will play with the objects and what are the concepts of object-oriented programming concepts. There are 4 pillars are there. We will see about it. And secure. So it's a very secure, provided by the some programming, provided by the some OOPS concepts. So that we will discuss in the part 2. And this was developed by the Sun Microsystems. I think somebody knows about it. So Sun Microsystems is the first one. So who developed this? And this is a guy, James Gosling. James Gosling is a guy who is a team lead for it. So this guy developed whole Java. I mean, this guy handled the whole Java, and now it's a subsidiary of Oracle. Okay, so now it is taken whole thing by the Oracle. Now Oracle is a owner for it. Now there is a 3 types of application you can build by using a Java. First one, standalone application. Second one, enterprise application and mobile application. I'll tell you what is standalone, what is enterprise, and what is mobile application. So these are all the platforms as well. Standalone, you can call it as a SC, standard edition. This is J2W is an enterprise edition. J2ME is a micro edition or mobile edition, you can call it. Okay, these three editions are there, and by using these particular editions, you can able to build a particular application. So what is a standalone application? Standalone application, in the sense, it's like in your system only you can able to use it. It's not like a web or something else. In your system only you can able to use, like a supermarket. You can see the supermarket, right? Billing. They only can use it. In your computer, you cannot access their application. That's called as a standalone application. That is by completely core Java. That is by completely core Java, J2SC, standard edition. Standard edition in sense, it's a core Java. And J2EE, what is this enterprise application? Whatever you are accessing the websites today, all the websites are built upon enterprise edition. That is called as a J2EE. And you can build the J2EE applications by using these concepts, right? This is a J2EE, advanced Java. And mobile application, this can be achieved by ME, micro edition. So this is nothing but Android. So Android, by using Android, this is Android also one of the cores. If you wanted to learn, you can learn, but Android is not a much popular than the J2EE. So this is common. This is must and should. Either you can learn this or this, but in this course, we will cover J2EE. So this is not a Android course actually. So J2EE has a much more boom than the mobile edition, Android applications. So that's about these three editions. So you can able to build a micro edition by using micro edition. You can able to build Android applications. Okay. So this is a very simple theoretical concept. Actually, that's fine. And let me go into this one. This is something really important. As I said, there will be definitely classes required if you wanted to execute if you wanted to execute your logic. And in order to have a class, you have to create a class. So let's say this is a class a.java. Inside of this a.java, there will be a class and there will be a main method. Everything should be there. Very common steps should be followed for each and every class. Each and every class should be followed the same steps. That means it's a static. You don't need to bother about it. It's a very common steps. You can remember basically. And once you create a .java file in the sense your own class, it will contain the classes and everything. And the name should be .java. .doc in the sense is what? .doc is like word format. .xlx is what? .xlx is, it's an Excel format. .pdf is what? It's a PDF format, right? .png, .jpg is what? It's an image format. Like that, if you wanted to create a Java classes, you have to create by using the extension of .java. Then only the Java compiler will recognize that as a Java class. You cannot save it as a .xlx or .doc and you can compile on it. It will not compile basically. It should be a .java. Okay. Now, what is this phase? There is two steps actually. The main steps, compilation and execution. So what is a compilation? So there will be two steps definitely required to execute a class. First, you should compile. Then after compilation, you have to do the execution. Okay. First, compilation. What is the compilation? Compilation, is it really necessary? Directly you can do the execution, right? Right. But why the compilation is required? Compilation will check the syntaxes and whether there is any mistakes or not. It will check it, and if everything is okay, then it will compile. It's a one level of checking, one phase of checking. Once everything is good, then it will compile properly and it will create .class file. You can see after compilation, this is a compilation phase. You can see Java compiler, it will do the compilation of a.java. It will create a .class file. Once the .class file is created, .class file in the sense, whatever is the name you give, this is the A I given. Let's say sample.java I created and I compiled, it will create sample.class. With the same name of a Java, it will create the same name with the .class file as well. Once a dot class file is created, then you can say that compilation is done successfully. So first step is done. Now, what is this second step? Execution. You have to execute it. So this is the execution. Okay, this is the execution phase. This will be done by the JVM. So this will be done by the JVM. JVM in the sense Java Virtual Machine. So it will be automatically installed. It is automatically there in the Java development kit. Okay. Once you install the Java, so it will be automatic. So we will see the installation part, everything tomorrow. Today it's like we will see it actually. If time is there, we will see that. Okay. Now this is the installation. This is the execution phase. Internally, a lot of things are there in the execution: class loader, bytecode verifier, JIT compiler. So you don't need to much worry about these components of a JVM. So you just need to remember it will take up the dot class file, only dot class file, not a dot Java. Once the compilation is done, you don't need a dot Java file anymore. And if you want to execute directly, it will pick the dot class file and it will give the response. It will just execute the line by line in the main method instead of a class. It will directly execute the main method. How many lines are there? Let's say 3 lines are there in that main method. It will execute one by one and it will give you the output in a console. Okay. So now I'm coming into the commands. There is a 2 commands are there. Very, very important. There is a 2 things we already talked about: compilation and execution. So you cannot there will be a definitely command, right? So to compile and execute, it will not like a magic. Do compile, do execute. It will not do the compilation and execution. You have to do some command. You have to execute a command. Let's say compilation is done by the compiler. Once the Java code is compiled, it generates a dot class file. So dot class file is containing the bytecodes. Bytecodes, you cannot able to understand that. This bytecode only zeros and ones. This is a bytes. It will contain only zeros and ones. You cannot even understand the code. So this JVM can be understand that bytecode and it internally converts that to the machine understandable language, machine understandable code, and internally it will execute. That whole thing process, you don't need to bother about it. Yeah, but you just need to understand. You just need to remember this. So first, .java, let's say a.java you created and you compiled. Dot class file is created. Dot class file only contains the bytecodes. And once you execute the dot class file, it will internally convert that bytecode to the machine understandable code, machine understandable language, and it will execute line by line internally. Okay. Now, what is a command? What is a command to compile? So this is a command. Let's say there is a sample.java file is created, sample.java. And once you compile it, it will create a sample.class as we already know. And what is a command to compile? This phase, what is a command? This is a command, javac space file name.java. In the file name, you have to keep sample. This is a sample, right? It will, if you wanted to execute helloworld.java, javac space helloworld.java. So this is a command you need to provide for a compilation. So once everything is fine, it will give you the dot class file. And if there is any errors, let's say there is some syntax errors and syntax mistakes, it will give you the errors, compilation errors. It will not create a dot class file that time. It will give you the errors and you have to solve that error again by checking the sample.java. And once you fix those errors, then you can come back and do the javac file name.java. Then if it is okay, then it will create a sample.class. This is one step is done, like compilation is done. Now execution phase. The execution takes place after compilation, that's fine. Once dot class file is created, JVM will take care of execution. Internally, JIT, just in time. JIT in the sense, this is a JIT compiler. You can see third component. Internally, JIT will take care about converting bytecode to the machine understandable language. As I said, this bytecode to machine understandable language, JIT only will take care about to convert. Now Java Virtual Machine can able to understand the converted mission code. perform execution and gives output to the hardware. Hardware in the sense you can see it in a desktop. What is a command? It's a very simple. It's just a Java, not a Java C. C in the sense it's a compiler. Java C invoke the compiler internally, but here Java will invoke to execution. Java space file name. You no need to provide that class, just a file name. In this case, Java space sample. That's it. Okay. Now, okay. So I'll come to this later. Now I'll try to create one file. You can take any notepad. So I'll take the notepad. I'll take the notepad. So first I said, there should be a class, right? Create a class. There will be a few more words will come. You don't need to bother about it. Just have a look. No need to bother about it. I'll explain each and every word in later classes. Public class, give your class name. So I'm giving my class name as hello world. And remember, the class name will always start with the uppercases. This should be an uppercase. And class is created. And what is this and what is this? This is an open bracket of a class and this is a closed bracket of a class. You have to write each and every statement in this class inside of this open bracket and closed bracket only. If you write outside of it, it will not care about it. It will not work basically. So first of all, you have to write inside of it. Hello world. This is a class I created. And whenever you wanted to write anything inside, when anything related to hello world, you have to write inside of this brackets. Okay. If you are very confusing, I'll bring it down. No problem. So this is a class creation. And as I said, there is a main method. What is a method and all the stuff we will talk about later. There is a separate concept is there. For methods, there is a separate concept is there. You don't need to bother about. Just today it's about program execution flow and why the Java is a platform. That's it. Okay. Now create a main method. It's a static steps. It's always common steps. Public static void main. So what is this string args? I will tell you one by one. I'll tell you, not in this class. Just remember, I created this whole main method inside of this class brackets. That means this main method is related to the hello world class. This is inside of a hello world class, right? Now, if you wanted to write anything inside of a main method, you have to write in this. You have to write in this brackets. So then only it will identify these lines are related to these lines are within the main method. Okay. Now I just wanted to write some lines. So as I said, if you wanted to execute this class, first compilation is done and execute this class, it will directly come into the main method and it will execute the whole lines of main method. That's what the default functionality for Java. This is a common step. Still here, this is a common steps. For every class, this should be there. Every class, this should be there. Okay, that's why you don't need to bother about it for it. Now, I just wanted to write some line, one line. What is it? So I just wanted to print something. So what is a line to print it? What is a statement to print it? There is a statement provided by the Java system.out.println. So just remember this system.out.println. This is a bracket and semicolon should be there for each and every line. If it is a statement, should be there at the end of line, semicolon should be there. And this is not a statement, this is a method and this is a class. No need to have a semicolon. And this is a line to print anything. It will print anything. Like if you wanted to print hello world, just create a double quote. It will identify the content within the double quote only. Just remember, it will print whatever you provided inside of a double quote, it will print as it is. Okay, let's say hello world I given, right? Hello world I given. So what it will do whenever I execute this code, it will come to the main method and it will identify there is only one line. It will directly try to execute this line. And what is this line? It's a printing statement. It will print the whole thing within the double quote. Hello world, it will print it. This is a normal, a very simple example, right? You don't need to bother about the syntaxes. Again, I'm saying, no need to bother about the syntaxes. Just remember the steps, what I'm doing. Tomorrow yourself, you can able to do it. No problem. Now save this class. Okay. So I just wanted to save this class as a same name. It should be the same name. So whatever is a name I have used for a class, the same name should be there for a file name as well. This is a mandatory. So two things are mandatory here. One is the name should be start with a capital letter for a class. It's a good practice actually. And the file name should be the same as a class name. So give the same name. Hello world. What is the extension? As I said already, it's not a txt. It's not a text document. It should be a .java. You have to give .java here itself. It will take it. Now save it. Come here and go to that folder. So here it is, right? So here there is a file is created. The type of file is, you can see it as a Java file. You can see the properties and you can able to see it's a .java. Extension is a .java, okay? Now .java file is created. One part is done. I'll show to this. See, source file is created, a.java instead of a.java. So we created hello world.java, right? So this is a code inside of it. And you have to compile. So for compilation and execution, you have to install the Java for sure in your systems. So I'll tell you the installation after this. So I should tell this before, actually, that's fine, but just remember. Now, how to compile, where you will do the compilation, basically. So what is the command? Java C space hello world.java you have to give. Where exactly you will give it? You have to give it in a command prompt. So go to the command prompt, cmd, command prompt, and this is in a C drive. This is in a C drive. I will give you the very basics of command prompt. So now this is in a C drive. And if you wanted to switch to the D drive, my class, this hello world.java is there in the D drive. So how to do that? How to switch from one directory to the another directory? So this is how you will switch, D colon. If you wanted to switch directory to the directory, you have to do like this, D colon. If you do the enter, it will go inside of a D directory. You can see now it is in a D directory. Now you have to go inside of a Jan batch. So that's what the folder. If you wanted to get into the folder, what you have to do? cd space Jan. You don't know the name, let's say you can give the tab. It will automatically search with the Jan, and if there is anything, only one folder is available with the Jan, it will automatically take the name, right? cd space Jan batch. If you enter, it will go inside of a January batch. See, now the current location is D inside of the Jan batch. It is inside of it, the Jan batch only, January batch, right? Now the location is specified inside of a Jan batch. Now if you wanted to go back, let's say how to go back, C space double dot, it will go back. It will go back to the D drive, right? And again, I wanted to move Jan batch inside of the Jan batch. Why I'm going to the inside of a Jan batch? There only my hello world.java is there. If you go to the C drive and if you perform the Java C space hello world.java, it will not identify hello world.java. Wherever the hello world.java you created, you have to go into that location in the command prompt like this. CD space John batch. Let's say if there is another folder, you have to go CD space some other folder, enter. So you have to go inside of it till the file reaches, your file reaches. Now my file is inside of a John batch only. Now you can able to do the compilation. Let me do the compilation. So what is the command to compile? Can you guys tell me if you remember? What is the command? So I'll tell you.
Java C.
Yes.
Java C dot file name dot java. Sir.
So this is a command exactly. So perform this command. So Java C space hello world, give the same name as a file name dot Java. So I just wanted to give some mistake. Let me show you the mistake as well. First, I will create the .java file with the mistakes, with the syntax errors. Let's say I will remove this semicolon and save it, right? Now, as of now, my .java file will contain some mistake, some error is there. Let me show you whether it is giving error or not while compilation. Java C space hello world.java. I'm entering this. See, it is giving an error. Properly, it is showing the message also. Like hello world.java, 6th line. Exactly in the 6th line, there is an error. What is the error? Semicolon is expected. Where exactly is the 6th line or not? Let's check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exactly in the 6th line. It is even showing the code also. System.out.println hello world. It is showing the arrow mark here. There is a semicolon expected. You have to keep the semicolon. So compilation error, as much as possible, it will give you the information about your mistakes. Okay. Now specify the semicolon and save it. You have to save it. Now, once it is saved, do the compilation again. Java C space hello world.java. See, there is no errors. That means there is no message also. That means compilation is successful. If you observe here, .java file is created at 9:41. Just now it is created. Now, if you open this, you can't able to understand anything. This is a bytecode, right? You can't able to understand this. Now come back. Now .class file is created. You don't need a .java file anymore. You don't need a .java file anymore, right? What is the command to execute a Java file? Java space file name.
Java space hello world dot java.
No need. .java is no need. Java space file name is enough. Now see Java space hello world. Try to execute it. See, you can see the output. So hello world, it is printing. So what exactly it is done? So internally it will find out a main method, and internally it will find out the lines of a main method. So only one line is there. So that's why it is just executed that line. Since it is a system.out.println, it will print as it is within the double quotes. So I provided hello world only. So it is printed as it is. Now I just wanted to change it. Like I wanted to keep 3 lines with the same name, 3 hello worlds. I saved it and I try to execute it. Java space hello world. If I execute it, only one hello world is showing. Why? Can anyone observe? Can anyone tell this? Why only one hello world is coming? For execution, which file it will take? For execution, it will take up the
Dart
class file.
class.
But Dart class file is not yet updated. You can see the timing also. .java file is updated on 9:43 just now because of I have added 3 lines. Even though if you add it in the .java file, Dart class file is a mandatory to execute. So you have to compile it.
Compile and again.
Yeah, we have to compile it. So Java C space hello
helloworld.java.
So once you compile, it will update the bytecode with the latest code you provided. You can see it is updated as 9:44 just now. Now try to execute it. Java space hello. You can see 3 hello worlds are coming now. So that's how you do the compilation and execution. So it's a very simple steps you have to remember. And let's see the installation tomorrow. Fine, right? All you have to do, remember today. And so installation, I'll give you the video. I'll give you the recording of a Java installation. So you can follow that video to install the Java. And you have to set up some environmental files. So tomorrow we will again show you. Right? For now, Java is already updated. So we are using Java 8 as of now. We are trying to download the Java 8, but it is not downloading. So there is no Java 8 link as of now provided. Java 8. It will not download actually. It is directly trying to download a Java 17. See, even though I asked for an 8, it is not downloading. You can go here and in Java 17, you can directly download the Java 17, no problem. You have to select your operating system, Windows, right? Your operating system has a Windows. And now, which one you have to, this one you have to download. Second one, .exe file. Okay, so .exe file you have to download. Once you download it, you can, I will share you the, I'll share you the Java installation recording. So you can just follow the same thing and pretty easy, next and finish. And once it is installed, it will show you in a C drive, program files, there will be a Java folder it will create. Instead of it, JDK and JRE both will create. If you open JDK, there will be a bin folder. You have to copy this folder location and you have to give it to the environmental properties that I already clearly explained in a recorded video. So I'll forward that. But download, you cannot follow instead of, you cannot follow the recording video. That is Java 8, which is already disabled in this application. That link will not be available. So I'll give you this link. I'll paste this link in a chat. So directly go here and download this and try to set up. So if you try to do CMD before installation, if you try to do Java C, it will give you some error. Definitely Java C is not an unrecognized command. It will give you like that, even Java also. But after installation, you have to see this kind of messages. Then only you can say it is installed properly, right? Now this is fine. And there is one thing is left for today. It's a theoretical concept. Features of a Java. So the primary objective of Java program is created, portable, simple, secure. This is fine. This is fine. This all the things we will take care. You can able to get these features if you use it. Simple, secure, object-oriented, platform-independent, robust, portable. This is fine. Multi-threaded. You will get it once the topic comes. Now we will see platform-independent. Why it is platform-independent? So Java is a platform-independent language. It's a very popular question actually. Why not C and C++? C and C++ directly interacting with the operating system. Let's say if you write the code in a Windows, you cannot execute it in a Mac or Linux. But in a Java, if you write a code in a Windows, let's say I write the code in a Windows and I can able to execute this in a Mac also. What you have to do, you have to send the dart class file. See, this dart class file is there, right? So all you have to do is dart class file. You can able to send it to the other operating system. So that operating system can be able to execute it. So it's all about JVM, right? It's all about the JVM. It's not about operating system. We are not directly interacting with the operating system. There is a one layer, JVM is provided. Once you install the Java, this will be taking care about execution, right? Now, instead, since we have a JVM in every operating system, let's say Mac, Windows, and Linux, there will be a JVM installed along with the Java. So all you have to do, just run through the JVM, not by the operating system. That's a feature it is getting. That's why we call it as a while Java is a write once and run anywhere. But C will not work like that. It will be same operating. It should be the same operating system. Now in a platform independent, Java is, you can write the code in a Windows or Mac, and you can send that dart class file once it is compiled. You can send it to the other operating systems. It can able to execute the dart class file, because JVM is the one which is responsible for execution, not operating system, not a platform. So that's why it is not a platform independent. Platform in the sense operating system independent Java, right? So yeah, that's a simple concept. They will ask you, you have to say about in each and every system there will be JVM, right? So that's why it's operating platform independent. So that's about it. I think only 1 minute is left, since it is not a Zoom Pro. So only 40 minutes will be there. If you wanted to extend the class, we will join again. But for now, nothing to discuss. If you have any doubts, you can ask me now. We can able to extend the class. Any questions for today class?
Sir, what are the system requirements for installing the Java, sir?
Okay, fine. I'll close this call and I'll ask you to join again. Join back. Only we will have a 5 minutes of call. Join back through the same link.